afternoon, Rudraksh. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. A very good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And when is your interview, Rudraksh?
I'm 16th January.
Oh, close by, huh? And you feel prepared, well prepared?
It's an ongoing process, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So first question, you have an interesting name.
Yes, ma'am.
कितने रुद्राक्ष होते हैं? How many kinds of Rudraksh are there?
Ma'am, it differs according to the different mukhis. So it is
How many are there? That's why I'm asking, how many are there?
21, ma'am.
Very good. And which is the one for Shiva?
Ma'am, every Rudraksh is connected to Shiva only. But
The one for Shiva.
I'm not sure which one is for Shiva, but I know that all are connected to Lord Shiva only.
एक
The
मुखी.
first.
एक मुखी.
Yes, ma'am, the first.
And दो मुखी Shiva Shakti, तीन मुखी Trimurti, etc.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. You belong to Aligarh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the status of AMU? Is it a minority institution today or is it not? There's a lot of controversy. What is the status?
Ma'am, the recent judgment of Honorable Supreme Court they have constituted a regular bench to review the minority status of Aligarh Muslim University. So as of present, the matter is sub judice, ma'am.
No, but is it a minority? Is it not a minority?
As of now, it is not ordained the minority status, but the Honorable Supreme Court has overturned the 1967 Aziz Basha judgment, and they have constituted a regular bench to look into whether to ordain it minority status or not. And they have also widened the aspect of minority status by including new definition to that.
What is that new definition?
They are delving on points like who gave the money for establishment, and we have to not look in very in silos that it was only for the minority institution. It was for minority education. We have to see in a broader context to that. The Honorable CJI in the judgment said so.
Okay, very good. Now the Places of Worship Act has also been disputed. What is the grounds on which it has been disputed?
Honorable former CJI, I opened the discussion of Places of Worship Act that he said that the survey is not related to changing the status of the
No,
place.
they're two separate things. They're two separate things.
Yes,
the Places of Worship Act has been challenged in the court.
Yes, ma'am.
And the second is surveys of various mosques, etc., etc.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a separate issue. I'll come to that later. First, just quickly on this. What is the ground on which it has been challenged? Any idea?
Sorry, ma'am, I have to read about it.
Never mind. We'll come to the second point now. Surveys. So the past Chief Justice said that survey is not altering the status. And what is the present view of the Supreme Court?
Ma'am, the Supreme Court, the Honorable CJI has put a hold to any kind of surveys or the District Court to take any kind of tools related to surveying.
So they put a stay on it, right? They put a stay on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, which view do you subscribe to?
Ma'am, I'm going forward with the recent view of Honorable CJI of putting a stay because it's leading to.
Why?
It is affecting the peace and harmony of the community, ma'am. And because people are apprehended that the survey could lead to change in the status of their monument.
They wanted a survey without any results. All right, very good.
Yes.
So what happened in Sambhal? Just tell me in 2-3 sentences, what really was the problem? And then in 2 sentences, what has been the aftermath? What has the administration done?
Ma'am, the district court gave an order for the survey of the mosque because of the petition forward that, and then the archaeological survey team came for the survey, but it led to a law and order situation, ma'am. There were some of the people get killed also, ma'am. So and on the second aspect, ma'am, what the administration did then the policing was done, and now a new police station is being stationed near the mosque, ma'am. At the latest.
So more than that, electricity, encroachments?
Yes, ma'am. The MP, the current MP of Sambal was also charged of stealing the electricity, ma'am. And that's
right. Now, I have my next question. Sorry, I'm just cutting you short on this one. Do you agree with this policy that no doubt it was an encroachment? No doubt electricity had been taken unauthorizedly. But yes, do you agree with this policy that there's been a riot and somebody's charged with the riot and this action is taken against him for electricity and for demolition? Do you agree with that?
Ma'am, on the aspect of electricity, if it is illegal, the action should be there on that legal aspect, ma'am. But on the aspect that if somebody is charged of the riot and then the action is being taken, I think the Supreme Court's November guideline was on that only of the bulldozer justice, which he gave clear guideline related to those aspects that natural justice principle should be followed in doing away with any encroachment or illegal structure, ma'am.
What exactly is the real issue here? You see, the government says they followed due process in the sense that it was an encroachment, notice was given, etc., then the bulldozers went, and the electricity was a katia. It was basically illegal, right? So that is there, but still there's an issue there. What is that issue? Do you
Sorry,
think the
ma'am.
real issue is of selectivity?
Yes, ma'am. The Supreme Court also in its guidelines said that any
I
kind of
want to know
action.
what Rudraksh says. I don't want to know what Supreme Court says.
With that also, I think it can go with that aspect also. Political posturing can be there, ma'am. And the
I'm
Supreme Court
not
has.
talking of political posturing at all.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm talking about the fact that maybe someone, maybe anything. Because a person is accused for a riot or a crime or something, action has been taken under other acts, etc., but not taken against across the board, only taken targeted.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
agree that is happening, or do you not agree?
Yes, ma'am. I think that some of the cases are like that only. The actions are particularly targeted to particular people only. This should not happen.
All right. Now, you've done pol science and IR, right? So
Yes,
should
ma'am.
India go in for a presidential form of government? I would say we really have a presidential form of government in a way. Some parts of it, not the robust part, the non-robust part of it. So do you agree that we should have a presidential form of government?
Ma'am, as of now, I think the parliamentary form of government is well good enough for India because
Why? What are the
ma'am,
elements that you think are good?
when parliamentary form of government is more deliberative, more like its accountability can be it's more accountable, ma'am. And third, ma'am, it has sustained our democratic history for a long time, ma'am.
Why is it not more accountable? A president can be impeached.
Ma'am, impeachment is a tool of accountability. I do agree, but ma'am, more accountability is a discussion, deliberation in the parliament. The responsibility of the cabinet and the prime minister to the
Okay, so
parliament.
now I will come to accountability. There's a charge made that deliberation and discussion is becoming less and less, and bills and laws are just rammed through. So really, there is no parliamentary democracy worth the name. Do you agree with that? Even these 3 farm laws, um, uh, perhaps had they gone to a committee and been deliberated, etc., then maybe the conclusion would have been they'd have gone through more amicably. Do you agree?
Ma'am, on the aspect of deliberation and discussion, ma'am, we are seeing that the current Lok Sabha is going for it. 3 of the important bills of the government, the Work Fact, the One Nation, One Election, and the 3 BNS, the 3 all laws, all were recommended to the parliamentary committee, ma'am. So I think the deliberation and discussions are going on. And for the aspect of I think this is also related to a coalition government currently in Indian context. And I think deliberation is there, ma'am.
Okay, you think it's very robust deliberation. Very good. Okay, now I'll come to the one country, one poll then.
Yes, ma'am.
One country, one poll is effectively will become a personality election, right? Wherein local issues will get subsumed in national issues. There is also a bill that was tabled in the House, right? So what were the key elements of that bill?
Ma'am, related to One Nation, One Election?
Correct.
Ma'am, it has been part of India's political history till
I
1967,
don't want
ma'am.
history geography.
Yes, ma'am.
I
I'm coming to.
want you to tell me 2 key elements of the bill.
Ma'am, it would be it will come into power by 2034, ma'am. When in the next Lok Sabha the bill will be tabled, ma'am. And it has
I'm
led to
asking the elements in it, the core elements that have been mentioned in the bill. Don't beat about the bush.
uh, different state assembly have to cut short their tenure, ma'am. Article 82, 6 clauses have been added to that. What are the going forward in that
All
aspect?
right. All right.
I can
We'll move on.
these.
We'll move on. Now the BNS. And please listen to my question, and I give you 2 sentences of reply only. Like I've moved forward on the one country, one election, not because we reached closure, but because we just ran out of time. Okay. Other than sedition, which are the other colonial elements that have been removed? Because it says that colonial elements were removed. Other than the sedition part, which are the other colonial elements? Number 1. Number 2, which are the elements that make for more effective criminal administration?
Ma'am, I can recollect only one of that which had colonial agreement removed the adultery aspect and the 377, the
What
LGBTQ.
is adultery to do with colonial?
No, ma'am, not the adultery, the homosexual act where the 377
What
was
does
there.
that have to do with colonial?
It was during the British time that came into.
But it's not a colonial issue. Even today, the Supreme Court has said same-sex marriages are not. We don't. They've rejected that petition that went to review their order, right?
Indeed, ma'am.
Okay. So we come to the second one, which is what are the? Just tell me two provisions which have made criminal administration more effective.
Ma'am, they are coming with forensic investigations into
Very
consideration.
good. What
Second,
else?
the trial process, ma'am. They have said the one who has completed half of their trial should be given bail in the uh, foremost manner. And third, they are going forward with the videography aspect, and trial in absentia is also being accepted.
We know not. Now tell me, which are the elements where there's curtailment of civil liberties of citizens, which are anti-civil liberty?
Uh, None that like the sedition has been removed, but its definition has changed. So that has been apprehended by some of them. That is, it is taking another form of only of sedition, ma'am. That's I think that could be against the civil liberties.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Mr. Gauri Shankar?
Okay, Rudraksh. Okay,
Sorry,
Rudraksh. Now, the elections in the state of Delhi will be held recently, going to be held shortly, in fact. If you analyze the election in the last 3-4 years, there's a growing trend towards freebies.
Yes,
The
sir.
political parties are offering free water, free electricity, free bus ride, or free this, free that. What are your views on that? Is it desirable to have this kind of competition in freebies?
So the aspect of freebies, sir, I don't think is feasible in a long run in democracy. It's a temporary solution, sir. Different political party are giving freebies in different forms. The recent statement by the Honorable Supreme Court also made it clear that freebies are not a long-term solution, sir. And Honorable Finance Commission Chief has also said that you have to choose the two aspects, either freebies or basic amenities. So I don't think, sir, freebies are feasible for a longer run in democracy. We have to be a welfare state. We have to provide them with basic education and facilities, but I don't think freebies is the solution, sir.
So how do you control those announcements by political parties?
Uh, I think, sir, it needs a three-pronged approach to it. The Honorable Election Commission has to take the cross, sir, for regulating the election. Then that has to be made sure that what could be announced as freebies or not, sir. Second, sir, the Supreme Court has to take forward the aspect of freebies. And third, sir, the media and different pressure groups, the ADR, like Association for Democratic Reforms, for basic awareness that what is feasible for the country or not. Because we have seen the different governments who have given freebies are not fiscally prudent in their accounts, sir.
Present conduct of our foreign policy has been described as multi-alignment.
Indeed, sir.
Now, what do you mean by multi-alignment, or is it a feasible concept?
So the current aspect of the world is that the world is in flux, sir. The multi-alignment, I think, is the maturity of India's diplomacy and its of the reattainment of its strategic autonomy, sir. We are aligning with BRICS also, then we are aligning with Quad also, sir. And it's in the sense that it reflects the reality of the world. And when India claims about our strategic autonomy and multi-alignment, it reflects the maturity only, sir. That we are ready to go forward with common grounds with different aspects, sir, in the foreign policy.
On one issue, you support Russian position, on another, you support American position. And don't you think you are antagonizing both in the process?
So we are reconciling both on with Russia and America on common grounds, sir, on which we agree. If we have some of the grievances with them, we are categorically stating to them that we are not going for that. Be it the Paris Agreement when Honorable President Trump said for India, or with Russia, we have said that war is never a solution. We want peace.
Okay. Now you're talking about Paris Agreement. So can you tell me something about the latest COP which took place in Baku?
So the Conference of Party 29th edition was held at Baku, Azerbaijan, where sir, the important partners like UK, US, China, India did not participate. Simultaneously, sir, the declaration which was there, that there was a new terminology, new collective quantified goals On the financial aspect, sir, it was not up to the mark. They have only tripled it to $300 billion, sir. But the developing countries are asking for around 1.3 trillion dollars, sir.
Now these negotiations have been, this is the 29th meeting of COP.
Indeed.
COP to what? First tell me what is COP to what? Conference of Parties to what?
So UNFCC, the United Nations, UNFCC, the 1992, they have been coming forward to discussion over different climatic change aspects, sir. So they
What
are.
is what is the name of that convention? Can you tell me that clearly?
So UNFCC, that United
no.
Nations Convention Climate Change. Sorry, sir.
United Nations Framework
Framework.
Convention on Climate Change.
So, thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, since 1992, so many meetings have taken place, so many summits have taken place. Do you see any real change on the ground in terms of, control over emissions or control over what you call, reuse of garbage?
Sir, there has been some administrative steps have been taken. Different protocols, different meetings, and different convention have started. But sir, the result was not that. The recent report has also shown that 2024 was one of the hottest year of the century, sir. And on that aspect, sir, the deficiency lies in the divide between the developed and the developing world, sir. Because the developing world plays for CBDR, but the developed nations are not going forward with the financial aspects, sir.
I'm asking about the ground situation. For example, take case of India. Are rivers better off today since 1992? Is the degradation of land better off today? Are we able to reuse the mountains of garbage which are collecting everywhere? Are we in a better position today in all those issues?
No, sir, we are not in that better position. There is issue with the river aspect. Yamuna, we can see in the Delhi, sir, and the other aspect too, sir. But on the national determined contribution, sir, we are moving forward with the just transition. We are going forward with the renewable energy, sir. So I think India is going forward with some of the steps, sir. But I think results are not up to mark for which we can pat our back, sir.
Now, I'll make one statement and you will tell me whether you agree with it or not. US intervention in many countries in their internal affairs or whatever we call it has led to rise of jihadi elements around the world.
Indeed, sir, I do agree with that aspect, sir. The US in aspect of civilizing mission comes to different country, supports some of the fringe elements, which in the sense lead to more terrorizing aspect. We have seen in Afghanistan, sir. We have seen in Iran how the Mossadegh empire was overturned for the Shah Reza. That has led to many of the crises in the Middle East, sir. So I do agree that US has somehow have made that
Can
propel
you
in the
give me
country.
some more recent examples?
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
Yeah. In Syria,
Yes, sir, Syria is
the
there.
change of government.
Yes, sir, change in the regime, the Bashar
In
al-Bashar.
Bangladesh.
Yes, sir, the Bangladesh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, my last question to you is, uh, what is a public policy and how do you prepare it?
So, public policy is an administrative document or administrative term, administrative aspect, which we provide it for the betterment, for providing better services, public services to the people, sir. And for preparation of the services, sir, it's a long drawn process, sir. We take suggestion, we take facts and figures in our hands, sir. Then we make sure that it gets the implementation in the bill in it. Then we implement it.
No, no. Tell me how most public policies are formed in India. What is the general trend towards formation or formulation of public policies in India?
Sir, it happens. It is mostly formed due to the cabinet, the government executive aspect, either in the form of a bill or rules and regulations, sir. And
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, thank you.
thank you, sir.
Rudraksh.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Rudraksh, good afternoon, Rudraksh. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Uh, how do your hobbies reflect your personality?
So my hobbies, like writing Hindi poetry, reflects that I see behind. I try to innovate in my mind. I try to connect with deeper meanings. Sir. Second, sir, teaching students. One of my hobby reflects that I am ready to mentor people. And third, sir, debating. I am ready for criticism and plus pros and cons of different aspects and ready for deliberation, sir. So it reflects in the sense it is adding to my personality only, sir.
Okay. What are the important qualities leaders should possess? And out of those, which qualities do you possess and which one do you don't possess till now?
So the basic qualities which a leader should possess is that, sir, he should be compassionate, sir. Second, sir, he should be ready to take criticism, sir. Third, sir, he should be ready for discussion and deliberation, sir. And fourth, sir, he should ready to take the responsibility if any of this any of the mishap happens, sir. In going forward, sir, in my personal opinion, I think leaders should also have the policy of reprimanding or teaching one of his member something in a hard way. Sometimes it is required, sir. I on that aspect I like because I don't reprimand or talk hard to somebody when I don't feel that something is going wrong, sir.
Okay. Suppose if any media house misrepresents your action, how would you handle the situation?
Sir, if any media house misrepresents my actions, sir, I'll first connect with the media house only that what is that you're giving out an half an information. The information is not clear. Either give out the full information to the media to make it more clear. And if so, it's nothing happened, I'll myself go for a public appearance and make sure that what has been shown is not correct, sir. And I'll give proof to that aspect, sir.
Okay. What are the pros and cons of UCC?
Sir, Uniform Civil Code is
Any two pros, any two cons.
so pros include that it will lead to better litigation and better aspect of law enforcement, sir. Second, sir, it will also help in making working for the vulnerable section, the women who are having some of the infirmities in the different personal law, sir. The cons are that the India is a very diverse country. We don't have very similarity and uniformity in our personal aspects. So the issue over that, sir. Second, sir, the some of the states have taken the initiative of going for UCC, but in the sense it has led to delving into the personal sphere of the people also. So the tribal issue is this aspect, sir, that needs to be taken into consideration.
What is your stand in this? Should UCC should be implemented or not?
I think, sir, UCC should be implemented in a piecemeal approach with collaboration and deliberation with different parties and agreeing on a common ground only. It should not be a single-handed game, sir. A better discussion and deliberation is the main way, sir.
Okay. Why public services matters to you?
Sir, public services has always been like I was always excited by seeing that how an officer or person serves the society, sir. And sir, this service offers me a broader platform and a spectrum of different aspects from right serving from the policy formulation to that of implementation. And in my personal evaluation, also, sir, I have found myself more suited for this work because I found myself to be more compassionate person, to be more connected person. I want to make change at a larger scale, sir. So I think public services definitely attracts me a lot, sir.
Okay. Suppose tomorrow you become district magistrate, how will you handle the problem of cybercrime in your area?
So the issue of cybercrime is increasing day by day. So for handling it, sir, an approach is needed, sir. So we are having the cyber desk should be taken place in every of the police station also, so that the people can directly come, sir. The initiative of the MP government for cyber tehsil, sir, is a good initiative in that we should have a small units who can register the complaint. So the online call center for registering the cyber complaint should be a better aspect, and sir, more and more awareness related to cybercrime is the need in handling the cybercrime aspect, sir.
Okay. There is a debate regarding the increase of age of women for marriage up to
Yes,
21.
yes, sir.
Do you believe this is a good solution to basically implement it?
Sir, the bill has been with the committee in the Lok Sabha, sir, for increasing the age of the marriage of the women, sir. I think, sir, it's a good step because, sir, early marriage lead to more of the consequences with the women and the child they are born, either with malnutrition and the death due to early delivery, sir. Second, sir, women are not the part of the labor force and the workforce. They are being treated as a burden. So I think when you will increase the age and provide them with skilling and different aspects, that would be a better solution, sir.
What is your view about the one child policy?
Sir, I in the aspect of a TFR, sir, total fertility rate, we have reached the aspect of 2, sir. So I don't see that one child policy is for policy population control or something. I think for going forward with population control, we should move forward for population management, sir. So as of now, I sir don't think one child policy is feasible.
Okay. Uh, just one more thing. Who is your role model in your life?
Sir, I take on the aspect of the role model, I take inspiration from many people whom I meet, sir. But my parents are one of the role models, sir. They have raised me to this, and the punctuality which I get from my mother, the compassion and the caring nature which I get from my father, I try to imbibe them and move forward in my life, sir.
Okay, just one last question. Is India a true democratic country?
Indeed, sir, India is a true democratic country. We have been conducting election without any interference, sir. Second, sir, the political change in India, the government change in India is very smooth. Third, sir, we have to be very much excited and experienced over the fact that we do not have encountered any coup in our democratic history, sir. So, indeed, sir, India is a democratic country, sir.
That's it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
How did you think it went, the interaction with me?
I could have done some of the answers better.
No. I think
And
you were pretty good by and large. You duck questions though. Don't duck. There's a age-old ploy of giving pros and cons on controversial questions. I asked you all difficult questions, all very controversial ones.
yes, sir.
So you do a pros and cons approach that is much better. It's easier.
Sure.
But you are reasonably up to date. It's okay. You are not familiar with the tenets of the bill. One country, one election. The most distinct thing to be seen is that the election will be if the parliament goes earlier, the new term will be the new elected parliament only be for the
Yes,
balanced term. So if
yes,
4
ma'am.
years the parliament जाती है तो 1 year के लिए सिर्फ election होगा.
Yes,
So
that
there
is
is there are contradictions in it. Prepare that if you need, because you have pol science, role of governors, things like that. UP, please prepare properly. I did not ask you investment, law and order. Prepare data also. Prepare
yes,
data. There may be situational questions. You're a DM and there's a riot or flood or whatever, elections, etc. Please read the papers. Please prepare the papers. You have 16. Read everything between now and 16th and आगे पीछे करके. Otherwise, Rudraksh, I think you're a very promising candidate. Rudraksh पे तो एक question आपको मिलेगा.
yes, ma'am.
Very likely to get one. So be a little up to date on that. Otherwise, your pol science, IR, international relations, I did not ask you. There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm sure Mr. Gauri Shankar will ask me from the Foreign Service. So, but otherwise, you're a very good candidate. Is this your first interview? You've done it before.
Ma'am, it's my first attempt, first interview.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. Very good. That's excellent. But think before you answer. Be succinct in your replies. If you don't know, say you don't know. You beat about the bush on the bill for one country, one election. It was clear that you didn't know the tenets and you just went on and on. Better to say, I'm sorry, I have to read up more about it. Okay, no harm in that. Okay? And
Sure.
I think otherwise you're very promising.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Okay, Rudraksh, so your formal interview is over now. How did you feel about it?
Sir, I could have answered some of the question better, sir. Like
I
the
think you
public.
did answer very well. Your answers were fairly good. The two things which I noticed is one, you speak too fast.
Okay,
If
sir.
you reduce, I don't know whether you can, you don't try to do it artificially.
Sure,
But
sir.
if you can speak little slower, I think your answers would come out better.
Okay, sir.
Secondly, think for a few seconds before you answer so that you can incorporate the most important part of the answer first. So speak that most important part first and then follow with the less important ones. Now, of course, public policy, political science related questions, current affairs, that would be the focus of your interview. I can see that. And you have come in your first attempt. Is that your first attempt?
Yes, sir.
So that's a great, achievement for you. Your name Rudraksh, of course, as Madam told you, it may come up some way. But political science and current affairs will form the bedrock of your interview. That is what I look at. So
Yes.
follow all the important, issues in the newspapers. Read at least 2 newspapers on daily basis. Your interview is when?
16th January, sir.
So it's not very far now.
Yes, sir.
And if you feel like, you can prepare 3-4 sentences on each of the current issues,
Okay.
so that you are more confident, and don't speak too much. Keep your answers very brief. 3-4 sentences is the outer limit. If the
Okay,
board
sir.
wants to know more, they will ask you supplementary questions. So
Sure.
that is the way it works. And focus on the most important part first, and then the less and less, like that. But
Okay,
you will
sir.
do very well. I think you have done extremely well in today's mock interview. You are a promising candidate, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Rudraksh, when is your interview?
So 16th January, sir.
16th January. So you have not much time, just few days left. So interview was really very good. You give an answer very precisely. Everything went very good. Just the one important thing was that sometimes you started speaking very fastly. As sir has just mentioned you that, so you can basically give answer in a slow speed so that people can understand what exactly they want to basically ask. A little bit of elaboration can be done in a situational questions. Little bit elaboration, not much. Like when I asked you what you will do when it will be misrepresented by the media or by the of the cybercrime, you can basically have asked that I will also take the legal consultation. I can refer to the legal team also, and you can have mentioned about the society also that I will look over that what impact it will have on the society, and I will also contact my seniors. A little bit of more things can be added to that instead of just stopping that answer. And rest everything was good. The few days are left. You are a very good candidate, and I believe that you will crack this time. And I think this is your first attempt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so very best of luck to you, Rudraksh. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.